Blessings, 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 and welcome back to the MVP family. This is your girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the new people who are watching and leaving your comments and um, subscribing this morning. I did the video last night, late last night, about the deportation that is pending. And I was just happy this morning. Listen, and I'm not saying I'm not happy when I see 70 and 80, but I feel good as well, or more so, when I see 300 and something views within a few hours. So I really appreciate all of you who are helping this channel to grow, to just be on a positive and an upward trend. Thank you so much. And those of you take the time to leave those beautiful comments, whether you agree or disagree, I am fine with it, because people are entitled to their own opinions, and we just have to learn to respect them. So today I really jump on here to talk about illegal aliens. That's what they call them, illegal aliens. And I want to give my point of view about that. Some people said they are terrible, that depending on who you're talking to, and who feel like they are taking away or they are putting stress and strain on, and the different things that people will put out there, but nobody stops to say, but they are contributing. They have contributed. They are paying into things that they're not getting any benefits from. So let me talk a little bit about them, because I am one of those whose mother in the 70s left Jamaica and overstayed her time. My aunt went to America and she overstayed her time, and she worked as a housekeeper until her boss filed for her and gave her legal status in America. When that happened, my aunt came to Jamaica. My grandmother has 14 of them. 14 live children. All of them worked hard and contributed to Jamaica beautifully. A lot of them were teachers, no wonder. Yours truly also became a teacher. But with that aside, when my aunt came to Jamaica, and it was in the 70s that she came back, and she came to bring one of her sisters to America. When she brought the sister to the embassy for her visa, she didn't get through. And she came home and she cried and she cried and she cried. Another aunt said to my mother, why don't you go try? She told my aunt, why don't you bring her? She's always lucky. Bring her. My mom at the time, she worked in Halfway Tree at the Chinese betting shop where she was selling lottery. I think that's when that thing called lottery came about. She used to sell horse race. And then the lottery thing came in and she said yes, she wanted to sell as well. And that's where she was. She had a small home, 2 bedrooms, a living room area, a little kitchen, and a little veranda. And that was on a leased piece of land. So when they told her that, she went to her boss and she told him, they used to call him uncle. He says, I'm going to the embassy. I need a letter to say that you're giving me time to go. Uncle did not hesitate, because he says my mom was one of his best workers. He loved her. When we went there to visit, he loved us. And he gave her the letter and said she has a 3 weeks vacation. My mom with my aunt, they went to the embassy. And sure enough, when my mom went, she has her way of doing things. And she said, I saw a lady, and I said, no, my spirit didn't give me to go to that lady. And she stepped aside and let the person behind her go, and she waited for that man, whoever that man was, but she said she waited for him. And when she went and the man asked her, why would you want to go to America? She said, well, I've been living in Jamaica forever and I just want to go see what it's like up there. The man says, you work for a Chinese man? And she said, yes. And he gave you this recommendation? And she said, yes. And he said, I will give you 3 weeks. Before my mom went to the embassy, she told all of us, it was funny, because she told all of us, she said, if they give me 1 day, that's it. She didn't want more than the 1 day. They gave her 3 weeks. So you know that 3 weeks turned into years, because we were growing up, we were older, we grew up with our grandparents. We didn't have much. She didn't have much to give to us. She worked in a betting shop, for God's sake. But she got the opportunity. My mother was a hard worker. She went to the Kingston and St. Andrew Technical School, the evening classes portion of it. And so she was very creative with the way she presented food on the table. And so when she went, she got a job in New Jersey. And she worked as a housekeeper, and she worked. And she asked the people to sponsor her. That's how she told them. That's the only condition she's going to take the job. And they gave her the job and told her, bring whatever you need to bring. We will fill it out. We'll do it. And they did it for her. And when she came to Jamaica in the late 70s, and she went, they called her that she was ready for the interview in Kingston to get her paperwork, to get her green card. And when she came, Ronald Reagan had become the president of America and had put some stipulation in place so employers couldn't by themselves sponsor illegal people. And so my aunt had to get her citizenship, and once she got her citizenship, she was able to come down. So my mom came home, they held her here in Jamaica for a while, and then my aunt got her citizenship and was able to add to what the employer had done, and my mom was able to get back to America. People were laughing and saying all sorts of things behind her back, and you know, her co-workers who were angry that the man gave her such a recommendation. They weren't happy that she came back because she was the life of the party. When she was in the betting shop, all the men were in the betting shop. They were they were there. Sales were high. It was good. So the Chinaman didn't mind taking her right back when she came back to Jamaica. Her job was still there for her how many years later. So she got her papers, she went back, and she filed for her children. She filed for her husband. She married him. They were together forever. She married him, and she brought us all to America. And I always said, you know, I always said thanks to her, because I always said, if I was in Jamaica, I do not know what my outcome would have been. I had no, you know, I didn't go to college. There wasn't much. But as I said, God knows all things, and He paved the way in every case. If we pray to Him and just leave it there, He carries us through. So with my mom taking us up there, I worked in home health care for a while, messed up my back badly, but that's what I did. And I went to school and I got married, have my children, you know, everything just little by little, bit by bit. Children finished school, got scholarship for high school, went on to college. Thank God all three of them entered a college door. Because that was my hope. And that's what I worked hard for. And so I became a citizen there in the 90s, I think 96 or 92. Somewhere up there, became a citizen in that country. And we continue onward and upward. So I am giving that story to just say this about illegal people who go away. A lot of them didn't go away because of greed. A lot of them didn't go away because they started a 6 bedroom, 5 bathroom, or 8, whatever house, and needed to finish it. A lot of them went away with good intentions to help their families to do better. A lot of them sacrificed. A lot of them up there, when their parents are sick down here, they can't even come. They work hard and they send the money down to help. Thank God for technology so that they can become part of things through FaceTime and WhatsApp, or just be able to do a Zoom thing so they can participate. But a lot of them didn't just go away and run away, run off once they get the opportunity to touch down in a developed country, because they were greedy. A lot of them went there because of the dire need of supporting their families. And that is why I said, with the pending deportation thing, the mass deportation thing hanging over many heads, I'm just saying to them and to the families that they supported, if it so happens that they have to be deported, please be there to support them. Let us pray them up. Let us hope that those who sent money to build a little space, that those who sent money to help with different aspects of for a better life, that when they come, we will not turn our backs on them. We will not beat them down and fight them for what they worked for, but they will come home and have something. Feel blessed because there is something waiting for them that they worked hard for. Those who sent money and asked you to put it in bank accounts, there's a lot of them have worked hard and have sent back home. And now I'm saying to you, illegal people, if you're in America, you're in Canada, you're in England, wherever you are, but mostly in America, where they're planning to just get rid of all of you, pack your barrels and start shipping them home. Pack them and ship them home. Do not let them pick you up in places where you leave everything behind. Start sending your things home. Get on a plane and come home. Just get on and come home. Don't wait for them to pick you up and put you in some holding areas and then put you on a flight in an orange suit as if you're a common criminal. Pack your barrels and send it home. Do what you have to do, and so that you can come home to something. Pack things if you have to open a little shop, if you have to do whatever. Start getting yourselves ready before January comes. We don't know what time, if it will happen or it won't happen, but we will know that in January, things are exchanged, and so let us not sit and wait it out and hope for the best. Let us be proactive and start doing what we need to do so we don't get caught up into in the mess of it. Come home. Just come home. Walk off a plane without security next to you. Come home with dignity and pride. Come home. Don't sit there and wait. Come home with dignity. Come home with pride. You've worked hard. Come home. Do what you have to do with the little bit of the money you have saved. Come home. And so you can bring what you have, what you've accumulated over the times you've been there. You can come home with it. We know that after a while, things might change. And so they might have you wait it out in Jamaica, the amount of years, but you will get a chance to go back. So come home, my people. Come home with something to offer. Don't come home to be dependent on the government, because they don't have it here to support. There are people here who need support and not getting it. So don't come home thinking the government is going to be able to help you. Come home with what you have. Ship it home. Send it home. They have food pantries there. They have all sorts of resources in America. Start going there, getting what you need. I don't know what they have, but I'm sure that there'll be some canned goods there that you can load up in your barrels, send it home, so that you'll have something to build on when you get back here. You're not starting from rock bottom. Don't wait to come back and talk about going in a shelter or going. The government cannot maintain. Jamaica is struggling as it relates to services. So please, do what you have to do and come home with dignity. Come home with pride. Come home knowing that it's going to be all right. If you can't be good, be careful, but walk good, live good. Never stop praying.